thank you for joining me.
Hello, Claire. Thanks for having me. I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity.
Good to meet you properly.
Yes.
I've asked you to come on our mentor moment because from the things you've said on Facebook and so on, I feel like you've really got a lot to share, especially with all our newer teachers. And one of the things that comes up on Facebook a lot is questions from newer teachers about teaching setup. Now, I know you've got particular teaching setup, and I wondered if you could show us and explain to us a little bit about how you manage your workspace.
Sure. The most obvious thing you see is my background. It's actually a whiteboard. So this is actually a built-in prop. So it actually makes the class, I don't know, more interactive. But usually it's more noticeable, but I have little darker pens here I can use. But yeah, I love this. And then like if I wanted to take Coco off, for one of the games, I even have a red car you can drive across the bridge. Wow. So I do that all the time. Yeah. So it's very cool because I could actually change up the stickers and the magnets and make my own.
So that's a great idea because lots of teachers often talk about changing their black backgrounds and so on, but you can do that seasonally or weekly or however you want and tidy everything away, just whack it back.
Exactly.
What about around you? Do you teach standing, sitting?
Oh, I teach sitting, and I actually unplugged my laptop. So this is like behind the scenes here.
Fabulous.
Here I have my props for the food and fruits and everything. And then I have like some toys here. I don't know. Can I? Yes.
Yeah.
Here's my airplane. I have a school bus. I have my very helpful flowers and trees in case I'm running out of stuff to talk about. I just grabbed that. Over here, I have my hat and where is it? Yeah, there's my hat and my fake beard in case I need something to dress up with. And my animals here.
Great, animals are always good. Hats I use too.
And on this side, I have my little McDonald's fast food cheeseburger.
Oh, they do love their fast food.
Yeah, and then the cupcakes here. And ice cream. So this is like my dessert table.
So you've got ice cream. Do you use that as a reward as well?
Yes, all the time. Also, I actually use it for like icebreakers too.
How would you do that? Can you explain?
I basically just hold this up and I ask them what it is. And I'm like, do you like ice cream? And then I even hold it up to the screen and like 90% of the time they try to lick the camera. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even like the shy ones. So it's really a good icebreaker.
Yeah, fantastic. So they do like to talk about food, I've noticed.
Yeah, yes. So do I.
Oh, that's lovely. I love your setup. I love the whiteboard idea. It's a great idea for anybody who's new to teaching. So you don't want to constantly invest in new ones of these every year or 18 months, and you can change and it tidies everything away. I'm a bit OCD, so I love that idea, tidying it all away behind you.
Yep.
All right, so today we're going to do it a little bit differently, and I'm going to ask you a few what would you do if questions. So Andy, this is one that's come up recently a lot on Facebook. What would you do if the students give you the finger, flip the bird, or swear, something like that?
Well, for the finger, I don't really address it right away. Like if I see it quickly, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe they just were trying it out really quick and then they'll stop. But if they keep doing it, I would pull them to the middle of the screen, basically. Or is it upstage or downstage? I think it's upstage.
Yeah.
Yeah, just them. So they know I'm talking to them. And I'll say, no, we do not do that here.
Yeah.
And so, if they keep doing it, then I'll downstage them and contact the dean rep.
I haven't had that happen to me, but if they're naughty some other way and you need to address it, do you find that pulling them up, making them big, talking to them directly tends to work? Actually,
last night I tried something new. This student of mine, he's very smart, so he knows he can get away with things. He already knows the material, so he gives me the wrong answers. He leaves the classroom when he's on mute so he can come back and speak. He always does that. So last night I had to set my foot down. So I gave him a timeout. I put the timer there and I set it to like a minute, and I pulled him up to the timer and just turned off his mic. And then I made sure I played a game with the other kids. And after that, he was fine.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that one.
Yeah, and I try not to do it too much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then I said, are you ready? And he said, yes, I'm ready. So
yeah, they don't like missing out. That's brilliant. That's a really good tip. I've not heard that one, and I shall remember it myself. Okay, on to more of a different kind of student. What would you do if you had a very new student or a very shy student, or even a student that just seems very resistant to engaging with you? How do you manage that?
Well, I have a couple things. I do the high five thing, and when they go for a high five, sometimes they don't even know what a high five is. So I demonstrate it, even the mom tries to help them. But I do that, and then when their hand is in front of the camera, I just flip my earphones around, and then just like, and that seems to make them laugh every time. Even if they're super shy, they start laughing.
Oh,
and then so I'm like, why did you? Oh, you hit me so hard. Yeah.
Melodramatic.
Yeah, exactly. But now my right earphone doesn't work. So, I mean, it's the cost to pay, I guess.
From all the flipping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Another thing I do is like, I take a food and I'm like, do you like carrots? And then I'm like, teacher likes carrots. And so I try to eat like that. And then I stick it right here. Like that, and I'm like, oh, yummy, and they're like, no, teacher, it's there, and they're like pointing to it. So it really works for me.
Oh, they're both really excellent tips. I love those. They're really, really good. I don't really feel to myself like I'm a kiddie teacher, because in my brick and mortar job, I would talk teenagers a lot. So these kind of things really help me, because I'm not that kind of naturally clowny. So these kind of tips really, really, I'm definitely trying the headphones later today. Andy, next, what would you do if students have tech issues? What should you do, even as advice to the new teachers?
Well, for tech issues, I usually, I tell them to leave the classroom and come back in if it's for one student. If it's for the whole class, like, teacher, we can't hear the song, then I press the repair button, which is the wrench on the top right corner.
Yeah.
And if worst case, I hold up my phone if it's on Ding Top, and I let them know verbally that I'm calling BlingABC. So they don't think I'm playing Candy Crush or something,
Well, I did, once I did that before I had got to learn, like you had to always tell them, I'm calling for help. One student said, teacher, you're on your phone. I was like, no.
Exactly, yeah.
Have you had any luck dealing with the echo problem? Our recent echo problem, lots of that's come up on Facebook recently.
Basically, I just mute them until they have to talk next. So when the game is over, before I unmute anyone, I would go to the next page, and then I would unmute one child, and if there's no echo, then we can go on. But usually if there's an echo, I mute them again, and it seems like after like a minute, the echo goes away.
You can ask them, if it's your 1-on-3s, obviously it doesn't work with a big group, but we can ask them to go out and come back in, and that helps. But something I've discovered that's quicker, and I only discovered it recently, is if I go out, I say, wait, 1 moment,
yes.
Wait. I go out and come back in, then even if you've got 25 kids, you fixed the 25 echoes. What would you do if you have an over-dominant student? I know you've mentioned one already. Have you got any other tips for sort of students that are taking up all the time and space?
I noticed that someone on Facebook, they mentioned actually putting a timer for a student that likes to talk a lot. So I tried that, and that actually helped. If they're screaming, this is where Chinese comes in handy. I know a little Chinese. So I just say, too loud, and I hold my ears and I say a little softer. And then they're like really like surprised I'm speaking Chinese, but they lower the volume a little. So it really helps.
Yeah, I think a little bit of Chinese is probably helpful for those of you that can. I can't. I tend to go quite loud. Can you whisper, that's too loud. And that sometimes you can get them to do everything whispering. All right. Well, thank you for that's a whole wealth of information and help there for our new teachers on how to deal with some of the issues we've had. We are going to move on to our Beat the Teacher questions. Okay, Beat the Teacher, round one. Are you ready, Andy?
Ready. I think so.
What is your favorite game to play out of Bling's new interactive games? So these new games that we've had for the last few months. Ready?
Ready.
So this is what I said. Oh, my Spider Coco. That's Read and Link, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to call it. So
I think I won Spider Coco.
Awesome.
I put not the train.
No, yeah. that voice, he says things too many times.
That tune that it plays. Okay. Number 2, what is your own personal favorite game to add to a class if you need to extend or give them a few extra minutes after they finish their show me or something? What's your favorite additional game? Ready?
Ready.
I don't know that one. I guess Pictionary because I know you're an artist.
Oh yeah, I do that a lot.
What is Fishing for Animals?
Let me show you. I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so basically I have a fishing rod, and it literally makes that sound too. And I have all the fish and sharks and stuff, so you have a magnet here. But I also have a box full of magnetic animals. And so I have gorillas, I have giraffes, pigs. And so I basically fish for it, and I say, let's see what you get. And I reel it up, and then I have them tell me what animal did we get.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it. You're going to get all these people saying, send me a link. Where to find your fishing rod and animals? All right, fantastic. Okay, let's have, if you could choose only one prop, what would it be?
I don't think you'll get this either. I'm sorry.
Possibly not, because I'm guessing something that I thought you gave away earlier.
Okay. Oh, that is true. I could count whiteboard as a prop. I forgot. Yes, the whiteboard would be. I think you can get.
Okay. But what is Mickey Fridge?
My Mickey Fridge is my Mickey Fridge. And I tell them to open the door. You can say, please open the door. So they say that. And then there's so many things inside. And actually, I have eggs. There's so many things that I can actually use in the lesson. Like there's milk and there's jam, strawberry jam.
Wow. You are the props king. Andy.
Yeah. And orange juice. So, yeah,
I'm absolutely in awe of your props and your stuff. That's fantastic. Okay. And last one. What is your favorite TPR action or reward?
Right.
What do you see in fishing? I'm not doing well this week.
Actually, you know what? The high five is good too. You're actually getting better answers than I am. So.
Well, I loved the high five and the.
Oh yeah.
I loved that, and your ice cream cone. I thought, but I wasn't sure about the ice cream cone or the fishing. All right, that is it for our Beat the Teacher. There is one last thing I'd like to mention, just very quickly. I'd like to talk about. I know that one of your hobbies is you're an artist and you make cartoons, and I know you've done teaching tips with your cartoons because I've been lucky enough to see them. Can you tell us just briefly a little bit about that?
Yes, I've loved drawing all my life, and so recently all these apps are coming out for the iPad, just animation apps, and they're free. So one day I just picked it up and just started animating some online teaching tips. I think my first video was the benefits of online teaching. And so that was kind of like a whiteboard animation style. But It's just what I see on the Facebook pages. If someone brings up a good topic, I like to maybe think of a way I can animate that and then post it. I haven't done too many of the online teaching ones, but I plan to do more, hopefully.
Excellent. Okay. We will try and include a link to one of yours that we didn't have time to cover in this video. We talked a little bit about difficult students and parents, and you've done tips on that. So we're going to try and add a link in for everybody to have a look at your teaching tips too. Thank you so much for joining me, Andy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks a lot, Claire.
It's been really good. It's lovely to meet you in person, and I will see you again soon.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Bye, Andy. Bye.
And I cleaned my desk too, so hopefully. Oh man, it's very rare that I have a clean, like everything is where it's supposed to be desk.
Clean and tidy, I know.
Yeah.
And don't do what I did the first time, which was write on it in permanent marker instead of white.
Oh wow, I didn't think about that, but that's a good point.
What would you do if this is what I'm going to start again.
We can put it on the blooper reel, I guess.